stop chasing side hustles. Half of YouTube is about to unsubscribe because I'm going to say it. Stop chasing side hustles. If you're spending your time bouncing from one random idea to another, one random little side gig to another, hoping one is going to make you magically rich, you are on a hamster wheel, and I want you to get off of it and get off of it now. My name's David Paul, and I've spent over 20 years starting, building, growing and selling real businesses, generating millions, in fact tens of millions along the way. I'm going to show you how to build something that actually matters, something that's worth real money. Side hustles have their place, right? But are often the slowest, most exhausting path to wealth. So I'm going to tell you what you should be doing instead. And if you actually want freedom and options in life, then this is the way to go. Side hustles are not it. We're going to unpack why side hustles almost never make people free and what to do instead if you want to build something you can grow, sell, and actually live off into the future. On the surface, side hustles make sense, right? You keep your job, you use your spare time to earn extra cash. Low risk, no brainer. Well, so it seems. But that's not actually what usually happens. What normally happens is you spend your evenings and weekends Googling best side hustles for stressed out professionals or some ridiculous search like that. You then sign up for someone else's course on selling stickers, flipping candles, going on Etsy, running ads for llama farms, whatever it might be. And really all you're doing is helping to build their income, not yours. You get a little buzz, you spend a few weeks trying it, you realize it's harder than it looks. And in many cases, you give up until the next shiny idea comes along. If that sounds familiar, then you're probably going to repeat this cycle 5, 6, 7 times. Suddenly 3 years have gone by and the only thing you've built is an impressive collection of half-finished projects and probably a deep loathing for Canva. Side hustles almost never lead to financial freedom. At best, they lead you to having another job trading your time for other people's money. Tiny amounts of money at that. And yes, I already hear the angry typing in the comments, but Dave, I made 1,200 last month drop shipping neon cat lamps or some ridiculous product. And that's awesome. It's genuinely cool. But if you want to talk about the big picture, what's it actually doing for you? Do you want 1,000 here or there, or do you want a business that throws out tens of thousands a month and is worth 7, 8, 9, or even more figures? Because those two paths are not the same. Side hustles and building a real business are not the same. Look, I'm not knocking extra income. If you need to drive an Uber, or you need to get a part-time job, or you need to deliver groceries for a few months to survive, or maybe you need to pay down debt, I get it, but that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the endless chase of side hustles, thinking they will somehow lead you to financial freedom, because they won't, or most often they won't. Financial freedom comes from building assets, businesses, something that grows bigger than you, not from a never-ending stack of random short-term side gigs. Now, it's not impossible to turn a side hustle into a long-term growth business, but it has to be the right side hustle, and more about that later. So let me put some numbers on this for you, so it's not just me ranting about side hustles. Let's say you manage to make 500 a month with your little side hustle. First of all, that's good work. Most people never even get that far. But 500 a month is not life-changing. After tax, depending on your tax rate, I don't know, maybe you're going to make 300 to 400. So you spent 15 hours a week for a whole year to make an extra £4,000 or £5,000. And at the end of it, what have you got? You've got no system. You've got no business to sell. Nothing that works without you. It's like running on a treadmill. Lots of motion, but no actual forward movement. Meanwhile, the same amount of focus, if you were to put that into one business, could easily have got you to a point where you'd have 10, 20, 30K in profit and a thing that grows on its own. So what should you do instead? Well, first of all, you should focus, stop dabbling, and decide to be exceptional at one thing, at one business. And before you say, but Dave, I don't know what to pick, here's a simple framework I use with people all of the time. Ask yourself 3 questions. The first question is, what do you already know or have access to? So what skills do you have? What contacts do you have? What experience, what resources have you got? Start there, because that's the beginning. Next, what's the pain? What problem can you solve for people that they would happily pay for? And third, how can you get your very first customer quickly, ideally within a week, without spending any money? Because that's going to be key to getting it going quickly. If the only way you can imagine getting started is with some big advertising budget or months of setup, it's going to be a tough road. Look for ways you can get your first yes from someone quickly, even if it's through your own network or your own contacts. That early validation is going to be gold because it proves there is demand before you invest more time and energy. It's easier than you think. It's not easy, but it's easier than you think. And it's definitely no harder than what you've been doing as a side hustle. But you'll be creating value, real value. When initially building, my advice is to keep it simple. Forget fancy software, forget perfect branding, and forget investors. You just need to solve one problem with one offer for one customer to begin with, and then build from there. Once you prove the concept and you have some initial revenue coming through, then layer a structure on top of that and build success and build systems and build processes into your business so it becomes a profit generating machine. Build repeatability. Ask yourself, if 3 or more customers walked in tomorrow, could I deliver for them without doubling my hours? If not, then fix that first. Get the processes in place. Create simple systems. It doesn't have to mean tech, although it can. I mean systems as in how the business works without you having to reinvent the wheel each time. Some kind of checklist, a process, a template. Something that makes it smoother and faster every time you do what you do. Then refine the offer, listen to feedback, tweak what you're delivering, make it clearer and more valuable. Step back from being in the whole business. The goal is to move from a I do a thing to I run a business that delivers a thing. That's the mindset shift. And this is the point where you'll stop thinking like a hobbyist. You'll no longer just be trading your time on for cash on weekends and evenings. You're building something that one day doesn't collapse if you take a week off. Again, I'm not against side hustles. It's perfectly possible to build a real valuable part-time business on the side of your job. I'm just against those short-term side hustles where people build no value. So when I say get serious, I don't mean you have to give up your job, but be sensible about what your side hustle is. I actually prefer the term part-time business because I think having the word business in there makes it clearer that you are building a business and you're not just hustling for cash. If you keep jumping from one side hustle to the next, to the next, to the next, you're guaranteeing you'll stay stuck at zero. Whether you're in a job right now or juggling 3 little hustles, the biggest shift you need to make is in your mindset. The side hustle mindset is, what's the quickest way to get a bit of cash? What's trending right now? Oh, I'll try this for a few weeks, and if it doesn't take off, I'll move on. That way of thinking is going to guarantee that you always start from zero every time. Every new hustle means you're back to square one, needing to learn new skills, embark on a new learning curve, having to find a new audience every time. The entrepreneurial mindset is different. It's more around you focus on one problem that customers want solving. You commit to solving it better and better every time. You think in terms of assets, not tasks. Every decision is about building something that has value beyond your own effort. You play the long game. You're not looking to make the fastest 500. You're looking for something that could one day make a lot of money without you touching it. And this applies even if you're not an employee. If you're self-employed but just spinning plates with lots of little hustles, you're living in reactive mode, not strategic mode. You've just got a bunch of side hustles. A simple question I ask people is, if you stopped working on this tomorrow, would anything keep happening without you? And if your answer is no, then you've built a hustle, you've built a side hustle, not a true business. Whereas if the answer is yes, or you're building towards a yes, then you're starting to build a business, something that you can sell and get value from in the future. Once you get this mindset, you'll stop asking, what's my next hustle? And you'll start asking, how can I make the one thing that I'm doing so good that people can't ignore it? That's the switch that separates people who are busy from people who build true wealth. So here's my challenge to you. Stop chasing the next shiny hustle. Please stop chasing it. Choose one thing, one business, and commit to it for the next 12 months. Even if you need money fast, you can still do it in a way that you build long-term value into that idea or into that business. And if you need my help with that, my channel is here for you. You'll find tons of videos on starting, growing, and exiting real businesses. We talk about starting, growing, and eventually selling a valuable business that gives you the freedom, the financial freedom to move forward. If you need help with your startup or growing your business, my name's David Paul, and I've spent over 20 years starting, growing and exiting real businesses, generating tens of millions along the way. And now with this channel, I want to help you do the same. So please go down to the comments, leave a comment, ask a question. I'm in the comments, I will answer them. Obviously, if you've liked the video, if you've got value from the video, please hit like, as it really does help grow the channel. This is a fairly new thing for me. I've been in business, as I say, for over 20 years, and I feel like, you know, having sold quite a few businesses along the way, as I say, generating tens of millions, now is the time for me to help others. So please do leave a comment, please do hit the like button, and if you want more tips on how to start, grow and exit businesses, then please do subscribe. I really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye for now.